Okay, so welcome to the Sunday Shop Update. I'm going to do a quick review of some measuring and marking tools that Banggood sent me. They saw the last video and they kindly sent me some new bits. So I thought I'd give them a quick review and just go over how well they perform. So have a look. So something we're all used to is start with a marking gauge. So you've all seen these type of marking gauges. This one's really good because you can put a pencil in and you can also flip it round. This is what I've been using before, and then you've got the standard type of marking gauge for your mortises, the scorers, really good. But what you do, and the traditional one, but if you're working with marmoleum, which I do here, and we've got ply, what do you do if you want to mark that for putting a piece of ply on? Now what I found which really interesting on Banggood was this gauge, which it does come with some spikes for scoring if you want to use it like a more traditional mortise and tenon gauge, but it comes with these pens and you can adjust this. It's got a nice rebate here for running, so I can just show you how that works. So this is marmoleum. Obviously I don't want to score into it. And you've got your line marked like this. It seems to be pretty well made, feels really solid. Yeah, it's just very useful. I can see that being great for marking. It's a totally adjustable. I can see that being great for marking where you just need to see a line. Because often you might scribe in a mark and then you're going to go over with a pencil, but if it's just a reference for using dominoes or something like this, it's not actually you don't actually need scoring. Sort of like, you know, pre-scoring for your chisel work and stuff if you're just using it as a mark. So I find that really good, really quick, easy to mark. So that's really handy. Now let's have a look at some of these squares and gauges. So it's going to be difficult. I'm going to try and see how square everything is. Now I've got a really precise engineering square. So the first thing I'm going to do is just check it with that. And we're looking for daylight and there isn't any. So that's pretty good. And then we'll check this little one. I really like this little one. It's handy for blades and stuff. And again, this is an engineering square. There's no movement. So quite a nice way to double check all of this is to hit it with two angles. So if we put two together on here, and then take you in to have a look how square it is. So as you can see, there's no daylight through there, so that is square. And then we can check the square of this square. Again, the same way. We know that the table saw is flat. We'll bring that together. Try and hold this camera up until, so as you can see, bring that together. Excellent. So we know that's square. And then this marking one, this is really good. This does helps you find the center, or it's just a square working on the inside. It's easier to hold if you're going to come round, mark that. Very useful, just for pulling in on like a picture frame, and it really lines up well right on the edge. So it's just, I mean, you can obviously do it with a normal square. So just a helpful little tool, really. So here, next we've got a jig, which is really handy for setting out. It could be used for drawer runners or drawer handles if you put them closer together. So I've just put a straight line on here. If I line this up, let's just check the accuracy on this one. So that would be the maximum, pretty much, from end to end. Let's just go in with this drill, see how it copes with that, make sure it's all locked down. That is pretty much spot on, certainly well within any tolerances for a drawer slide, which does have adjustment both directions, or a handle. Spot on. So a really handy tool, and again, not particularly expensive. So to have something like that in your drawer just in case you want to do some quick setups and layouts. I think that's excellent, really good. Okay, so next what I'm going to do is just check the scaling. So I've got an Axminster Precision ruler and a Starrett square. I'm just going to double check those first of all, so we're in the same area. There you go, they're really good. And we use that Starrett square just as a reference here. If we go in on, here we go in there. It's very misleading on the camera with this because as I change the angle it looks different, but believe me, that's correct, that's good. And check this one. Again, that's very good. And the last one. Because it's so thick, it's hard to get that one lined up. There you go, you can see. Okay, so that's it for this week's update. Just a quick review. Obviously, getting a tool like measuring tool or marking gauge, the first thing you want to do is check its accuracy. So I was going to do that anyway, so I just thought I'd do a quick Sunday video on it to hopefully you find it useful. Thanks again to Banggood for sending it. It's really kind. It's quite a new thing for me having a YouTube channel and getting things sent. I don't want to become a reviewer of stuff. I'm not really that comfortable doing it. But I do love some of these little gauges and gadgets to help your workflow and speed things up. So much better than using an old tape measure or an old builder's square. Yeah, so hopefully you found that useful. I'll see you on the next one. Thanks so much for watching.